it's in Indiana. You'd be coming to Peoria.
Yeah.
We're on.
Hey, everyone. You saw the tail end of our conversation for the for next week's show. Are we we're doing a live one, right? We're all going to be in the same location. Maybe.
That might be a little bit. We might have to change times because 7:05 in Peoria. By the time we get done, I'm not getting home until 11:30, and that would be too late for me because I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Holy shit!
I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Of course, I live in Peoria. I'm able to do that.
Well, and you go power walking too. That's insane. I think that's the first tell for Mark Small. I think is that he wakes up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning.
Are you saying I'm insane?
A little bit.
Is there a problem with that?
A little bit. I went insane last weekend at Phish. Thank you guys for doing a great job with the Second Amendment. That was fun.
Yeah.
To see. Thank you guys for. I'm gonna roll my eyes at both of you and just shake my head, wag my finger, show some stats, and basically have the same thought that I did when I entered.
Were there stats? Were there stats from last week? I mean, do we have any?
Oh no, that's what I would toss. No, you guys did wonderful. That's what I love about this show too, is just talking to you guys and seeing how other people view things and think about things and how they come to their decisions on, I saw this and now I believe this way. I feel like at this point in time, our country's we are still all watching the same thing, but we're coming out of it with 8 different viewpoints at least. And so how do we get a hold of it? That's one of the thoughts that I thought last weekend. So let's, if you go here, Drew,
Deer Creek.
Yes, thank you for calling it Deer Creek as well. This was some of the picks that I took from the weekend. As you can see, the people are, hell bent on raising a ruckus. But Drew, you did check on me, which I appreciate after this post. This was from the Hamilton County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
And so, is this the Ryan Mears office of Hamilton County?
No, it's not. No, it's
How
not.
Is that they're not the same thing?
They're actual real prosecutors and not public defenders disguised as prosecutors. Don't roll your eyes, Mark. Don't roll them. You know damn well.
Well, okay,
Ryan Mears right away because we can get there. Dude, I mean, did y'all see what Ryan Mears did this week? The controversy that's going on where they were targeting businesses in Broad Ripple?
Well,
yeah,
no, because
Mears is a scumbag.
No, I just mean that, does this mean that, the Marion County office would put out something like this?
No, because they support illicit behavior. Mears is a joke. Mears is a joke as a prosecutor.
So wait, are you saying Hamilton County is not cool, or they're cooler because they're following the rules?
Well, I mean, let's face it. These things that they are mentioning are illegal. Now, people just have to be smarter than that. I mean, come on. The people that got busted, were they walking around saying acid, get your acid? I mean,
I didn't see any of that's what I mean too, though. I was there all 3, and I didn't see people offering it that audibly to everybody.
Well,
that's just stupid.
They sold to an undercover. Undercover.
Why are there undercovers at a Phish? Why is that something that needs monitoring? There's not another thing that the police could be doing to make our community safer at that point.
I agree.
And also, by the way, I was at concerts in the 70s and very early 80s where people would walk around saying, speed, acid, and they actually did that.
Oh, yeah, but I feel now it's just more of as you pass somebody, they will say what they might have in their backpack. That's been my experience. because I kept asking what, like, because I thought somebody was talking to me. So, but have you guys ever seen anything like this for a concert that didn't result it didn't result in a death first or something like that? Like nobody, this was a very chilled weekend, I thought. And so, there have been the Electric Forest incident. I don't know if you guys heard about that. It's a music festival in Michigan, and there was a baby that was left in a porta potty. Like,
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and so I'm not trying to like say that that's much worse and that needs to be addressed, but it's like, this is, why would you do that? Like, people got hotels, people traveled for this, they come to this area to spend the money. How is it?
They had very few arrests here. And look at the numbers with as many people as were there. There have been previous years when the Dead would play there, when Jerry was with them. I mean, they've had other concerts where they busted a lot more people. So the numbers that I'm looking at there are not. It's wrong that people having to go through arrests and everything for something that's a victimless crime. It should be vacated, whatever. But it's not real big numbers on what they've done in the past. So that's something where they release a statement like this. It's like, for a non-event, I mean, they busted a half a dozen people. Okay, that wasn't really a policy statement.
And also, Mark, they weren't selling fentanyl at the Dead shows that you were going to in the 70s and 80s. And these people had fentanyl. Sorry,
Drew. But nobody sells fentanyl. Like,
apparently somebody does. Apparently somebody does.
Not as fentanyl. Not as fentanyl, Drew.
But I've never heard.
No, they're going to disguise it as something else.
Well, can I ask you too about they found individuals with outstanding warrants, including an individual. So, like, how did they find these people with the warrants, though? Like, do you think that Deer Creek does facial recognition software? Because I know Madison Square Garden does, and that's how they've like banned people from coming into stadiums. Like, they can get your face.
Hey, can I address a question in the chat here?
Luke, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. God. Hey, guys. I'm sorry. Luke, yay, chat. Luke. Hell yeah.
Okay, because no, now I think Luke's looking at the same thing I'm looking at right now. Is that right, Luke? Anyway, I mean...
No, and the drones, too. Drones were everywhere, Luke. Like, hearing the whoosh, like, just over your head. And they had several going at a time. Throughout the show and afterwards. And so is that, if there's an officer monitoring that makes it okay, right? It's not like...
There's no expectation of privacy beyond one's person in a place like that. And so that's where you start looking at the necessity for a warrant. If you're in a public setting and they've got the disclaimer on the ticket, they don't give tickets anymore, right? You just do it online.
Oh, it's on your phone. Yeah.
You have to request it. You have to request a paper ticket. Some people actually collect them.
Yeah, I know.
Me too. Like, I used to, but I feel like it got to be a real pain in the ass to even get one somehow.
Hey, Larry.
Okay, so they're going to have the disclaimer on there, and it says you agree that this is a place where you're not going to have exactly all that privacy, and so they don't have to get warrants. But that kind of means that if people are doing something that's overt, you can see it's open and obvious, then they can be asked, they can be taken into custody. So that's why I'm saying, like, 5 people, 6 people at an event with that many people, it's like a lot more to do over what wasn't necessary to really blow out of proportion. That's not very many people getting arrested at all.
No. Drew, you want a final thought on this? Like, I guess, do you think that they overreacted?
No, that's not a lot of arrests. Unfortunately, I would go so far as to say that those people that were arrested slipped up. Personally, if I'm going to a show like that and I'm using some some substances. I'm going to line that stuff up before I go, and I'm going to have it perfectly hidden, and I'm going to be very discreet about it. So I'm sorry, but those people that got busted are, that's their own fault, really. Because who's going to go to a show and buy some fucking acid from a stranger? Let's be real. So
unless your cousin's manufacturing acid, it's not like you're going to be dealing with somebody from the source.
Okay, Mark.
But you don't know what you're going to get anymore. I feel like nowadays
you line it up before you go to the concert. That's it. You don't trust some rando at a concert to give you something that could fucking kill you. My God. So yeah, anyone who's going to buy acid or heroin or anyone that's going to buy drugs from an absolute stranger at a concert, it's a moron. Just my 2 cents.
Okay, one person on here says it's not public; they're a private company. That's right. You're talking about an area in which people are amongst other people. It's a place where they wouldn't have privacy of their own. It's not where they have an expectation of privacy like that. So when they go there and they've got the disclaimer on the ticket, then that kind of destroys any kind of notion that they didn't know they should be watching what they're doing. I still think what happened, it's really not that huge of a number of arrests again. And yeah, drugs should be legal. That you guys know my view on that. So anyways.
No, and I guess my last thing is just I would honestly say that the drones did kind of help the nitrous oxide scene a little bit.
How? How's that?
Because nitrous, it's not really well looked upon in the jam, in the band community. A lot of drugs are just you look the other way on, but with nitrous, it's so sketchy and people can really hurt themselves.
Yeah, and whether it's medical or automotive.
Yes, and people don't know. It's one of those things, Drew, like you said, if you don't know what you're taking, and honestly, that's where I agree with vaccine people. It's if you don't know what you're putting in your body, don't do it.
Hey,
be confident about what you're gonna do.
Hey guys in the YouTube chat, I got a question. Tyler, you're talking about we've got some sort of a reverb. Look in the chat here. He's hearing every word twice. Does that mean somebody's microphone is jacked up? Is my audio all right, everybody? Tyler, talk to us, bro.
Luke says he's not getting that, but
okay.
Yeah, the only problem I'm getting off of Drew's audio is he's saying bullshit. But hey, that has nothing to do with the tech.
That's a Sunday issue, man. That's and again, never miss a Sunday show. That's like a Phish standpoint. I don't understand the people that only go to one. And then what do you do in the other 2 nights? Just go to the other 2 already. It's so wonderful. All right, let's move on to. I want to move on to Iran because we've had more service members killed. So let me get over to that. Drew, what do you want to? I'd like to get you on there because you made the sound.
Well,
and there were 2 others that died this weekend.
Yeah,
so I think it's up to 17 right now.
Well, I have children that are military age that thankfully are not in the military. Well, I didn't think we should have been there in the first place, but now that our troops are there, we have to support them in any way. I want them to come home safely. It's a conundrum, man. It's a horrible, horrible thing. War sucks. It's horrible. I don't think anybody likes it. I support our troops and I want them safe. That's a good question.
Yeah, the question that I guess I want to ask you guys then too is how long?
We're in there for years, man. We're in there for years.
You think it's years at this point?
Yes.
Mark, what about you?
I think we're in there for as long as they're allowed to be in there, meaning an election could change that rather quickly. But let me be clear, it's not
an
a
election
war.
for who? Like
The White House
presidential, congressional.
or majority is not either the White House. That'd be Trump. But sooner than that, if there's a change of majorities in either or both houses of Congress, that can really move against having military there. You got to realize there's a requirement in the Constitution that the Congress declares war. The president doesn't. And so we haven't done that in 85 years. The best way that we can show of like being supportive of those people, bring them home. Stop this. It's an illegal action that we're taking. It violates international law that we helped write.
Well, do you ever get the feeling that we're not the crazy? Like, I mean, it's almost like when, I think we all agree with this, like bring them all home, but then we're told that, well, we're not patriotic, then we want, Iran to have nuclear capabilities, and those things aren't, mutually exclusive. Like, that doesn't mean just because you want one, you mean the other.
Well, actually, the Constitution, I can't think of anything being more patriotic than supporting what the Constitution says. And the Constitution doesn't say, the Congress declares war. And by the way, if the president wants to kind of like toss troops in here or there to kind of support what he wants in something, that's okay too. They don't make that distinction. And so that is something we should follow. In fact, they didn't even support the War Powers Act was a joke when it came in the 70s. Because the presidents were wanting to get around it seemed like presidents would bitch about people being sent overseas until they get elected, and then they're complaining that they have their power checked. We shouldn't have people going into countries like that as we have. So bring them back now. I mean, there's no way if we're there illegally, which we attacked the country that had.
I mean, I don't know how. Well, in with Mark Rubio going on. Onto all the social medias and talking about the International Criminal Court and how we should just be disregarding whatever they say before anything is really even happening. I mean, that's
par for the course.
But that's a scary preface.
That's can I chime in here?
Yeah.
It goes along with every time somebody disagrees with Donald Trump, what happens to them? They're dragged through the mud. They're discredited. They're basically told that they're not good people. It happened with that Joe Kemp guy. Every single time somebody disagrees with the current administration, they get their reputation trashed. And that's no way to govern. That's definitely no way to govern.
Yes.
I mean, it makes these politicians scared to go against the administration, even if it directly contradicts what their constituents are telling them that they want.
But that's a great thing about America. Like the administration can't be there forever. Like, we should have the capabilities to get out what we don't want.
Mark,
and I don't know why we're not doing it,
Mark, is Trump going to try to run again?
Yes.
You say that
he's not.
Yes.
And when you've got justices of the Supreme Court sitting there saying, well, because I think Barrett was asked, can he seek a third term? And she said, well, you look at the wording of the Constitution, but we'd have to look at, there's no question. It says, cannot serve a third term. So it's like whatever it is they're being told, the six that form the GOP majority there, what they're being told by their handlers to do, that's what they'll do.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you right now. I'm
playing this now because...
Yeah, look, can I address him?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me get the... Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I'm calling bullshit on you, Mark, because that's the way the Supreme Court ruled on the 14th Amendment. That wasn't exactly how they were supposed to rule. If indeed they were puppets, and they didn't rule in favor of the president. So your argument is null and void, dude.
Actually, it's not. study argument, first of all, Drew. Secondly, what happened in that?
Admit you're wrong, Mark. Admit you're wrong. Admit you're wrong.
Like, we're not.
Yes, you are.
Drew,
The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is not. The Supreme Court.
All right, I'm going to play the video now.
He did not want to straight say that President Biden won the 2020 election. Why not?
Well, I don't know, but there's this little game. If you follow all the committees, it happens every time we have a nominee in judiciary, where the Democrats try to get a nominee by the president to say that the president actually won the election and President Biden didn't. And they want the nominee to use the magic words that Trump lost the election. And the nominees, understandably, in my opinion, don't want to play that game. I haven't.
But how is it a game? I mean, it's just what happened.
No, it is a game, Casey. If you look at it's a game of words by my Democratic colleagues. And I have not heard one single nominee by the president say that Donald Trump won the election and Joe Biden lost. But the Democrats don't like the words they use, so they play these games. And I do think it is a game. I do not know a single nominee by the president.
Okay. And here's the thing. When you go to the 6 on the Supreme Court, they're not going to do 100% on every issue coming across there all the time, but the ones that are really important, they do. For example, the president having complete immunity for anything he does while he's in that office, or when they're knocking out voting rights, as they have consistently, so that the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act are gutted. Those are important for Trump and the far right. So those are the things that you have. And when they come up with, we kind of didn't do it this way, exactly the way Trump wanted, it's a sucker's game, and they pull people in on it.
Well, Drew, you were like shaking your head.
Yeah, the Supreme
in agreement.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it was the Supreme Court that made that ruling that they couldn't prosecute the Trumps for anything.
It was Roberts wrote the decision.
It was okay.
Yeah,
then I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong there. You know what? I was in agreement with Kennedy there, because both parties play that same shit, man. When Biden was trying to push any nominee, the Republicans played that damn game just like the Democrats are doing now. It's two wings of the same fucking bird.
But the questions are different, though. Like the question is because Trump is going. This is like why I'm really thinking this is why Mark and I are thinking that Trump is going to want to try to do a third term. None of his nominees are able to actually answer that question. Like they will say that, well, Joe Biden was certified. Yes. Like they won't say that he won, but they'll use different words. Like, so when Kennedy says it's a word game, there are words that the Republicans are using to not say that Trump lost. And it's like, just say it. Like if you know, and we'll get to Trump's address here in a second too, but you know, it's nothing happened in 2020 that isn't he's just setting the stage. This is all he's setting like all these little fires that we always have to pay attention to. And you know, it's like, remember when he said that? Yeah, but that's about as far as he usually gets with it. It's just that opening statement. Sorry, wait. You guys are talking about yes, and Tommy, yeah, Biden totally got 81 million. Okay.
How come they've never showed up since? Just a question. That's a legit question. Is that the most any presidential winner has ever gotten? Is 81 million the most?
I think so. I don't know.
Pull up the stats from.
Please do. And I mean, let me go on record as saying Biden won the 2020 election and Trump won the 2024 election. Let's clear it up. It's not. We're not going to change history. We're not going to change history, and I think it's ridiculous that they're trying to do it, because regardless of what happens, nothing is going to happen. So why even bother talking about it?
But who's they?
They is the government. I'm sorry. I mean, Trump is arguing that 2020 was fixed, and the Democrats are arguing that 2024 was fixed. And regardless of what your argument is on either one of those, it's not going to change the fact that Trump won in 24 and Biden won in 20. Right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's what I mean, Drew. Like, when you look at 24, the way that, Biden dropped out and Kamala came out, I mean, there was so much that moderate independent voters wouldn't even touch Democrats at that point with that, because of the whole, oh, well, you didn't, get her in with a primary. You didn't do it the right way. And my whole defense of that is the fact that, like, Biden was pretty old, and there was a good chance he was going to die in office. And we knew that when we voted for him in 2020. Like, you kind of, when presidential candidates are that old, you got to kind of think about, that's who we would have to pick.
That was a factor in 19.
Tommy's got a good point there.
That was a factor that occurred in 1944's election, because people really had the notion that FDR was going to die, and he was in really bad shape. Why they pressed for him to run for that fourth time, it seems to me being absurd. We were in a war, but that doesn't mean you stay with somebody who's about to die. The backstory on that was that Henry Wallace, who had been his vice president, was pushed aside for Harry Truman, and that was a really bizarre switch. But that's neither here nor there.
No, you guys in the chat too are cracking me up with the
Luke.
Is there such a thing as a liberal or as a moderate Democrat? And they're called libertarians.
Are we going to talk about libertarians later?
Yes. Let's go into that now, because I think we're just kind of bouncing anyways.
Luke, thanks for the segue, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the segue. Oh boy.
All right, Drew. So, tell me about the libertarian. And so, I watched Witty's show on Saturday, and I think this was one of his biggest complaints, is that some people are not running to win, that they are just running to retain ballot access. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Apparently that's the libertarian logo. Luke, I'm sorry.
Can Luke, send it to me, and I'll make sure moving forward that we use the correct logo.
Well, you guys don't have a lot of stuff. You guys don't have access to the email lists and stuff or whatever.
I'm not gonna. I can't comment on that, because apparently now that the people that needed to have the people that needed to have those lists have them now. So
good.
We didn't.
Hey, good.
I feel like
Cheers, man. That's a win, right?
Okay, so it's basically like losing a baseball game 13-0 in the 8th inning and having your star hitter hit a grand slam. So you're losing 13-4 in the 9th. That's basically what that's like.
Yeah.
Okay. Except Steven. Luke, can you explain that? We're going real interactive today. Well, we had a meeting on Wednesday. That's where it was put out that there were a lot of libertarians that were upset with some of the comments that Stephen Whitmer has made regarding ballot access, and I know I can see where they're coming from. Totally. I can see where they're coming from. But the problem is these people want to continue to do the same bullshit and be satisfied with getting the same 3.5% and never making any improvement. The Libertarian Party has had ballot access since, was it 1994? It was
Something like
1994, and in 1994 they would get between 3 and 4%. Until, let's see, 2020, Jeff Maurer ended up with 7. Did Jeff get 7%? Larry's in the chat; he'll be able to tell me. But they've regressed since then. I think Lori is probably going to get between 3 and 3.5%.
She's Secretary of State, right?
Yes. I think she'll maintain ballot access. And let me also go on record as saying that I would never wish that the Libertarian Party would lose ballot access. Sometimes I feel like that should be a motivating factor because none of these fuckers want to do anything until it comes time to complain. That's basically what happened on Wednesday. We had a full room of people. There were faces that I have never seen before that are dues paying libertarians, but I've never seen them.
Where did they
before.
come from? Yeah, where did they come from?
I don't know where the hell they came from. Marion County apparently, but we've never seen them at a meeting. We've never seen them at a meeting. They show up to complain about something that Whitmer said. And
it's like the extra Democrats that came out and voted for Biden. You know, it's like they exist, but you just don't know until they're there.
Well, that's the problem with Nixon have with the silent majority. They're silent, so you can try and fill in the blanks when you need them.
But
are you going to go with that, Mark? Is that what you're going to go with?
No, but I'm going to say in terms of libertarians, I got to tell you, in terms of libertarians, first of all, it's very important to get that ballot access.
We will maintain ballot access.
Wait. What I was going to say is using that as the threshold is one thing. Focusing on it for every election, actually every 4 years because it's Secretary of State, that's kind of bastardizing what your goals should be. I voted Libertarian for Ed Clark in 1980. I didn't know who David Koch was. And there's no point in voting for any, if you wanted a presidential, vice presidential ticket in 1980, it was not going to happen unless you're voting for Reagan. And so I voted Ed Clark because I thought that was a statement. That's important. It shouldn't just be a statement. And so it should be used as a threshold so that they're on the ballot and they have access, but then move beyond that. No, you don't have it in Illinois. Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
Well, no, is Whitty still the chairperson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
They actually honestly voted to, they had a vote to try to remove him, though?
No. On Wednesday, there was no vote to remove him. That's a process that requires at least 15 days in advance. And a lot of the libertarians would prefer to have it on a weekend. If we can get through this, which I'm not real optimistic about, I'm really not. There's a good chance that we maintain our leadership within the county, because August 8th is when the county is gathering. And we're basically voting on whether or not we keep the current chair, Stephen Whitmer. And if that does not work, if they do not successfully remove Whitty as the chair of Marion County, then they're going to come after us at the state level. And honestly, it is what it is. Personally, I've heard people say that the SCC, which is the State Central Committee, it's a clique. It's a social club. They really enjoy planning to plan things, if that makes any sense.
Planning for 3.5%.
Also,
planning for 3.5%.
Also, when they have their annual Ayn Rand trivia contest, it's very important to them.
Well, but so what? I guess what is the outlook though? Because you don't want to keep just treading water. I think and getting those, but
the outlook is, I think that I hope they're not, but at the state level, I think they'll be successful in removing Stephen Whitmer as the county chair. I think they'll be successful at the state level. At the county level, it's a coin toss whether or not they'll be able to. There were some from our meeting on Wednesday. There were some people that came up to me after the meeting and said that I made some good points. I mean, it
like, do they know what an asset like Woody and you could be to? Like,
I don't think they look at us as assets. There might be a few people that do look at us as assets, but for the most part, I don't think so. Excuse me.
I had assholes in the party. I mean, that can be an asset too.
What's that,
Wait.
Mark?
Having assholes, it can be an asset too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. And honestly, like Woody, Andrew, like, I mean, I've met you guys through like John, which makes me laugh too, because like when you're talking about it's a clique, like John's whole thing, you know, like the Carlin Lion is a group or it's a club and we ain't in it. It's like every single party, even within themselves, has their own club that we're not, that we, you know, we're almost like too radical thinking because we don't want to, you know, consolidate thought, I guess. But no, I don't know where you guys can go from here, though. Like, I want you guys to keep going with libertarians. I also want to invite you guys to like help, you know, I think you guys could take over Democrats way easier.
What?
You know.
That's
What? No, Brad.
You don't want to come to our side, you know, just assimilate with us and then use that energy, not all the thoughts, but just the energy. You know.
No.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that though. Just for a second, that's the thing about the two major political parties in the statute, the way it's set out in Indiana, and that's when people say, "Well, there's the two major parties," and they presume that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party will always be the two major parties.
Yes.
When they start playing with that, and the voters actually get a chance to voice things, it's much more likely that, given the numbers up to this point in elections, that the Democratic Party could get voted out as the second major political party. Way things are right now that they're looking like it could be the Republicans get flipped out. My problem that I have looking at that system is the insiders from the two major political parties met at probably the Columbia Club. By then, at that point, I think Indianapolis Athletic Club was no longer in existence because that had been the Democratic Party place. Columbia Club is where the Republicans met. So they probably sat there in the back room figuring out how they're going to do that statute. And Jim Buck is sitting there doing the writing on it. And they created this thing where the two major political parties come in. And that shouldn't be our language there. That's silly. I mean, it's just, you know, when I see somebody trying to stake it out so the insiders have something on political parties and statutes, it makes me pissed off, and especially about the corporations involved, because you can't take over the corporations then.
No,
Republican Party,
now they have Kalshi, so they can bet on whatever. You know, Trump's teleprompter guy can bet on if he says the word huge and how many times. You know, like, not that would ever happen or did happen already.
Are we going to talk about Kalshi now?
I mean, you know,
I have some action going on Kalshi right now.
I just mean they're a very reputable, ethical betting website that has no issues with insider trading or insider knowledge.
I thought that was like a cereal, Kalshi. I thought it was like holistic.
It is.
Actually, I think it is, but I do have a couple of bets on Kalshi right now. Or I'm sorry, no, I have a couple of investments. So
is that what they're trying to say instead of it being like a gambling website? It's an investment website. That is the biggest piece of shit argument. Just sorry.
Yeah.
So I have.
Yes, let's all drink to that.
I have about $20 in whether or not Mitch McConnell is going to resign before the election, and my money is that he will resign.
What if he's dead already? How do you cover that on the bet?
Yeah, like if he dies, then
there's
that
a
doesn't.
Disclaimer, Brad. I think I sent this to you. There is a disclaimer. There is a disclaimer on Kalshi if Mitch McConnell dies. But the messed up thing about it is, personally, I think he's already dead. I think that's just my own personal opinion. But
the governor can't get a hold. The governor of the freaking state, like, I would imagine if Mike Braun wanted to find me, he could find me. You know, like.
Wait, so let's put it in real terms. Let's put it in real terms. If the governor of Kentucky wanted to try to get a recruiter into Indiana to sign up one of our basketball players for UK, you bet that he could. Sorry.
Well, football players now. Football players too.
Brad,
you got to toss them.
You're not a Hoosier at heart. I'm sorry.
Yes, Drew. Oh, Drew, you sent me a picture. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. That's freaking ridiculous. Here we go. All right. So yeah, this is a real thing. I can't believe. Hang on. God damn. I hate this thing.
okay.
Oh, wait, so how many? How much money do you have?
Everybody back?
Yes.
Everybody sounds like an angry robot right now.
Oh wait, can I address Tommy Ice? Tommy, like, you're one of my favorite people, and please keep sending me clips of Matt Walsh that make me want to poke my eyes out. But I don't know. I get that the Democratic side is going left, like you may think, I guess, but I don't know where I stand on that then, because I'm not moving left or right, I think. I'd rather them not leave me behind. So this is Drew's bet here. And let me see if I can. No, I can't. Okay. So I'll just read it. The part in the green there. So this is Drew's bet.
I'm back.
All right. Will Mitch McConnell resign his office before the midterms? So you have important information. In the event of death, the market will resolve to the last traded price prior to death, unless such a price is not available, not logically consistent, or not representative of a fair settlement value, in which case the exchange may determine a fair value in its sole discretion.
Yeah, that's like saying
about a death, about a life, about somebody's life and death. A senator, right? That's one of my bets that I have on Kalshi right now. Drew, I love that you're just like, yeah, this is just like the world we live in now. We make bets on. You don't think that there's anything like randomly weird / horrible about all this? There's a lot randomly. It's not random. Specifically, it's weird. It's creepy. And I mean, it opens up to so many different things. First of all, they will have to determine an actual date that he passed away. And I think it was quite a while ago, to be perfectly honest. Those pictures that have come out. Yeah, he had a freshly pressed shirt, Drew. Yeah, it's like Mark wearing a freshly pressed shirt. I mean, he looked pretty he looked snazzy. He looked like he was going to like an Easter lunch. Yeah, nice pastel. I mean, no, that there were some people that was saying that picture was from 2023. The only picture that
that was shown to not be digitally manipulated was that one that showed him in the hospital bed with all the fucking wires coming out of him.
And tubes. Don't forget the tubes.
And don't forget tubes.
Wait, that one was real?
Yeah.
I can't, excuse me, I can't say 100% that it was real, but it was run through, I think Grok, I think somebody ran it through Grok and said that there was no tampering detected. And
Drew,
Grok and yes.
We're going to do a whole, I want to do a whole show about Grok.
It might have been ChatGPT.
No,
somebody ran
that whole,
the whole thing.
No, like I'm totally with you. Like, but I would love to do one on that. So I'm going to write that down. But like, so what did they thought that it was legit, or it thought it was legit?
Yes. It said no. No Photoshop or anything detected on that picture. I posted it on my Facebook page, and a lot of people. I got a lot of people complain to me about posting this man's demise on. But at some point, when somebody's a public figure, what you doing there, Mark? You all right?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm gesturing. Okay. I'm eating Cheetos.
Okay. But I mean, I get where they're coming from, where it is that's somebody's papa, somebody's grandfather, somebody's father, and he's sitting in a hospital bed dying. And I get where they're coming from, but he's a public figure and has so much control over our lives that I think he gives that away. That's not that he's a public figure. I'm sorry. We are owed that. If he's dead, we need to know. If he's passed away, deceased, we need to know.
And it's not simply because he's a public figure. It's because his political position. It's because his political position right now is pivotal on so many things. And I think the very basic thing of saying whether he's dead, and that means the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky have a right representation there. And so that senator, if he's brain dead, if he's not able to function in his office, the people of that Commonwealth have a right to know that. Then they'd have to go through whatever the statutes provide in Kentucky for removal of somebody from office if they're not able to perform the duties there.
But look at the guy there was a New Jersey representative like a couple weeks ago that he finally came back. He recently returned to Capitol Hill after a 116-day absence. Like, so Drew, think of missing that much work. Like, that's he missed over 140 votes while undergoing treatment for depression. And I'm like, depression is real. Like, it's Men's Mental Health Month is like, I mean, I think that's in June as well. And so I get that, but how do you justify?
You don't. You can't. You can't.
Well, but I'm sorry. Yeah, no, keep going, man.
There's HIPAA. Okay, so I understand the argument that people are going to make about the HIPAA laws and HIPAA privacy, and I get that. But again, we're talking about a public figure, a lawmaker, a person that's representing the people. Now, if that person is temporarily incapacitated, the voters deserve to know that that person won't be showing up to work. Otherwise, it's taxation without representation. I mean, right? It's the same thing with McConnell. Where the fuck is he?
No, and that's,
so,
I mean,
why should the people of Kentucky continue to pay income tax to the federal government? They should pay half. They should take what is said on their checks, and they should say, no, we're going to pay you fucking half because we only have half representation. One of our senators is dead.
Okay, here's the thing. We had the 25th Amendment was put in the Constitution for several reasons, because they were looking at circumstances in which the president can't perform his duties
but it's still alive. Like
it only applies to the president.
Wait. So they did that to address that specific office. That's why the states have control over how their representatives are selected. When you have somebody with such national impact, that becomes kind of like, okay, what are you people going to do? Are we going to have this person just kind of floating out there forever? We can't really do anything about it. That kind of, it's difficult to say, do it or else we're going to do something instead, and remove him. But if he's brain dead, there should be an obligation where they disclose that on. I don't know how you do it. There are HIPAA concerns, there's privacy, but he's a United States senator. So,
but that's it too. Like, and I'm going to go in with the whole patriotic pride, America 250. But like, we're still an experiment, and like there are so many things that's what I love about talking to you guys. Like, every generation sees new problems that need to be solved that were either not necessarily like the product of a past generation, but it's new technologies, it's new, new everything, new habits, new ways of life. Like, did you guys see about Trump wanting to sell access to his Truth Social posts a little bit faster to like for a fee?
Yeah.
And it's like,
is Truth Social still a thing?
Oh,
yeah,
I got an account, Drew. Yeah.
I don't have an account for that bullshit.
I'm a card-carrying Truth Social member. We have cards.
But they're given just a fraction of a second access on an announcement he made. They could do their trades, kick into what possibility of any kind of effect on stock values. And that's, a very real consideration there.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because we're going to talk about Caroline Leavitt and Don Jr. and Eric. Just seeing if anybody's at all concerned about the money that they're all making, as a result of their connections, I guess. Mm-hmm. Well, not connections, because like Hunter Biden had connections, I think, too. And I don't think that he was able to like parlay that into anything other than prison.
He was on a board of directors of a couple of things. I mean, that was.
Get out of here! No, like this is very similar. Then
they're actually getting money. They're actually getting big money, and I'm not trying to set it. Oh, did you see?
I missed her, by the way. I missed her. I missed Caroline Leavitt. Like, I'm glad that she had a healthy baby and whatever. So now that she's back, just smirking and smugging at people. Oh my God, she's got that like.
Did you read her Cher's response to her slam of Cher?
Wait, Caroline Leavitt slammed Cher?
Yes. I thought I sent it to you and true.
Is Cher still alive?
Yeah.
Actually, Cher's response was really good. It was like, she's saying, "I'm washed up, honey." And she said, "honey," and then listed all these things that she's been doing and everything. So I thought that was kind of cool, but that's almost, oh my God, when Trump lit into the Beatles, and because McCartney.
And who does that? Like,
some dumbass. I mean, because Trump was saying they were a washed up group that weren't any good anyway. I'm sorry. They were the epochal rock band of the 60s and the 70s, still have an impact today. You might not like them, might say you didn't care for their songs or music, but to deny their impact.
You can't deny their impact. You can't deny the Beatles' impact. I personally am one of those people, though, that think their music was overrated until about 1969. The White Album. They were before that. They were bubblegum pop. They were the equivalent to they were a boy band before they discovered LSD.
Rubber Soul and Revolver, man, are just
Revolver and Rubber Soul were the two biggies that broke ground. Then you had Sgt. Pepper.
What years did they come out?
60,
I think it was like
66, 65 and 66 for Revolver and Rubber Soul. And
Okay,
then
that's when.
But the White
that's-
Album, man, is just like, dude, Dear
That's-
Prudence is one of my.
That's when they
favorites.
start. That's when they started to experiment with psychedelics.
No, it's
It
not.
was the-
No,
Yes,
they
it
started
is.
doing acid. No, it's not. Believe me on this. They started doing acid right before they did Revolver, because Revolver has references like that.
Yes,
Rubber
but they were
Soul-
smoking a lot of weed during Rubber Soul.
And
There's a lot of weed the whole time, dude.
well, wait, let's
No.
go.
No. I don't
here.
believe they were when they came
Well,
over.
wait, Drew, because
I
like,
believe
we're gonna talk about Don Jr. and Eric and if they would make good CEOs or board members of a mining company. Because like when you look at the Trump boys, you think those boys know mining.
Thanks. Last year, the administration signed a critical minerals deal, mining deal with Kazakhstan for a little-known U.S. company. It was an agreement that President Trump and Howard Lutnick got tentative approval for with Kazakhstan's president in September. 6 days before the deal was signed, which was in November, the president's older sons with other partners took a 20% investment in a company related to the deal. What did the president know about his son's involvement in this arrangement, and when did he find out about it?
From my understanding, Maggie, nothing. I've spoken to the president and his family about this. They would absolutely never do anything that would put the president in a place of a conflict of interest.
Nope.
And we have timelines to give you and to provide you, which we did to the news media at the time when this story broke, to prove that very point that I just made.
Sorry, just 1 second. So the president did not learn about it until it was in the media? That was when he found out?
That's my understanding of the matter, yes.
Okay. And Maggie Haberman is the one who wrote my favorite-ish book right now, Regime Change. I have to start rereading it again because I hopped around a lot. But
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, can you hear me? Yes, Drew. Wait, who's Burisma? Why does that sound familiar? I don't know. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Mark. I had you muted. I'm sorry.
Well, nobody heard what I said about the Beatles, son?
No, let's just all agree that "The Long and Winding Road" is the worst Beatles song that's supposed to be popular.
No. It's difficult to say because that was not produced by the Beatles. That was Phil Spector.
Oh, okay.
The Let It Be album was pulled away.
My
from
volume's messed up. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear? What do we sound like? Okay. Yeah, come out. I'll let you back in.
Let me grab a book. I'll be right back.
Well, here, yeah. While we're waiting, I'm going to go over these because these were. I don't know if you guys have been following the Babylon Bee, but holy God, they are hilarious. And these were just a collection of some of my favorites so far this week. RFK unveils new plan to end childhood obesity by chasing fat kids with a stick. And that is just a great picture of our Secretary of Health and Human Services right there. I could, I'm not saying that this would be a complete lie, but, maybe it's not satire. This one, too, I thought everybody would like on both sides of the aisle. The reflecting pool algae surges ahead of Kamala in 2028 Democratic presidential polls. Because Kamala. Man bitten by a radioactive cat just lies around the house all day. I like that too. And then I actually wanted to bring this one up with Drew because we were talking about this earlier. With testosterone and just Hexeth and how gung-ho everything is. So this one is, Hexeth orders any military personnel with low testosterone be transferred to the Navy, which that made me laugh my ass off too. Like Babylon Bee has just been killing it with their content lately.
Yeah, that's true.
So but back to Caroline. Levitt over there. Do you guys? I mean, is there anything wrong with the Trump boys?
Yeah,
Of course there is.
They're also peddling. They're being put in positions right before big contracts are being given companies by the government, and being in those positions, they have no knowledge or anything of the subject matter over the contracts, but those companies are being given the contracts anyway. That's really a big waste, and also it's corrupt. And who cares at this point with their administration?
Well, what is Tommy referring to? Do you guys know? With
yeah, I do.
With Burisma?
Yeah,
run me through that?
I'll take this one. Hunter Biden was on the board of Burisma for like $50,000 for like $50,000 a month. I think the same. I mean, the Trump brothers are going to do the same damn shit as the Democrats. They all take care of their own. I mean, they do that bullshit here in Indiana. They vote on putting a new football field at a high school. They raise the referendum, and then somebody who's connected to one of the politicians happens to own a company that makes football fields. Oh my God! So I mean, is there a difference between like helping? Really? I mean, I get like the issue with Don Jr. and Eric. I just feel that if there are like local companies that try to do businesses with other local companies, like in a grassroots kind of way, like how is that as much of an issue as what this is?
Yeah, because they created those companies specifically to get that contract, and got pulled in by people just that they be in those companies. That's a lot more.
No, and so Drew, I guess, like, do you see like a because you kind of brought up like the smaller town companies too, like, and I do think that there are like not pay to play kind of things, but
it's called quid pro quo. Quid pro quo.
Oh man, there's a horrible phone call surrounding that from a few years ago.
Oh come on! Oh Jesus Christ!
I mean,
I mean, you tell me. Let's talk about that. I want to address that immediately. Okay, so Trump is no. Trump is talking to a foreign leader that we're giving money to. Don't you expect to do that for them to do something that benefits our country? Right? I mean, if we're giving it, if you give somebody, no, Mark, don't roll your eyes at me.
But
if you give somebody money, do you give it to them out of the kindness of your heart, or do you give it to them so they do something for you?
Okay. One, I didn't roll my eyes. Two, it wasn't to help the country. It was to find dirt on a political opponent. That's completely different, and that is an impeachable offense.
They did that. They did that too, didn't they? And who's currently president right now?
Yeah, and so that's the whole corruption bit.
They're all corrupt. All corrupt. None of them give a shit. None of them give a shit about the people in the that pay the taxpayers, the citizens of this country. None of them care. It's just which cronies get the benefit of them being in office.
Okay, so then wait. But then I gotta ask the question. Then, like, when does that switch flip? You know, because like
it flips the minute.
We've all ran for stuff like and you know, Whitty has run, John's ran for stuff. Like, we've all been, and so at what are we? And
I've actually been elected.
And that's what I mean. So like, is everybody susceptible to this, or is it just, you know, once you're in office, you become this?
It depends on how much power that you have, because the more power you have, the more people are going to try to basically talk you into exactly. Thank you, Luke. Thank you very much. That says it all.
I'm going to write it.
They are all corrupt.
Well,
they are all corrupt, and none of them care.
I want to write a kid's book and have that be the title. Like, that should be like a kid's book. Welcome to Government 101. Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. Thank you for that, Luke. And yes, Peter Thiel, he needs to friggin'. Well, everybody needs to watch the most recent seasons of South Park to sing the song.
And just real briefly on Thiel, if you want to read some good stuff that's coming out right now about Peter Thiel and like the network state, the guy that does, he's a DePaul alum, and he's, I said that without having his title up here. I think it's called the Nerd Network or something. He's really covered Thiel a lot, and he's got a book coming out this next week on the network state, and he's really done some really good stuff.
Wait, can you define the network state? Like what? Because
the network state means that you're looking at concepts of sovereignty. They're apart from a government entity, and apart from how we view a country. So you have the individuals who are the billionaires who have these tech companies. They're viewing themselves as being apart from the society because physically they can be someplace.
Yes.
Rather be in a different country. But the thing
in
is,
Argentina.
Yeah, but they're also creating something that's apart from like the government here. And so it is a state that's apart from sovereign state of government of the United States. And it's weird because that's where the whole thing about data centers comes in. Because they want to process as much as they can because they're focused on information. So they building those data centers isn't real good for everybody else.
Well, no. And my favorite thing is that Sophie Cunningham came out against data centers. That, yes, Drew, yes, the point, like if she would ever point at me, that would be awesome. But I'm apparently too short for her, which I get, that's fine. But whatever.
Pepe, thank you.
Oh, wait, what do you say?
Pepe's the man.
Get the hell out of here, Pepe. That's well, and then okay, you don't get into office unless you're already bought and paid for. Luke, you're winning.
Not true. Okay, so
and I mean, like Mike Young, you went golfing with Mike, with Senator Young, which by the way, that is a hilarious. That whole story is still funny as hell to me. But
did you put up the picture of me and Mike Young playing golf?
Yeah, I will tell the story though. Like so, but you don't think Mike is bought and paid for? Like, oh, okay.
Thank you, Luke. Absolutely. No, as a matter of fact, I mean, I've got a few politicians in the state of Indiana that I do like. That I do like Mike Young, 100%. He's a really nice guy. And yeah, I know they're all nice. They're all nice, but I'm not even his constituent. And he's a cool dude. I played golf with his brother and him and another guy that I don't recall his name, but he was cool too. And then Andrew Ireland is really cool. He is
wait, are you saying Ireland was there or wait?
No. He's really cool.
Okay.
I played golf with Ireland as well. He is moving up the food chain in Indiana politics. So
yeah, Jim Banks, it's just ridiculous. They're all
I'm not a fan of Jim Banks actually at all.
Yeah, but they're hand in hand, man. And
they are.
It's the same.
I'm not real fond of Max. I mean, it's just the way it is.
I pulled the guy's name, Gil Duran, Gil, and his last name is Duran. He does the Nerd Reich, and he does a lot of stuff about Thiel. He's got the book coming out like next week on the network state. He's a DePaul alum, but he's done a lot of stuff that's really incredibly interesting. I think he was part of his research was going out to be. He was trying to interview who's the guy that's a guru for those people. He's like an ex-hippie that lives in San Francisco.
Take your pick. Name one.
The guy that would be dead busted broke if he hadn't been appealing to these people.
Probably the same. Yeah.
Gosh golly. And he probably got into. Go ahead.
Wait, here's Drew with Senator Young, and I don't like. Did you guys plan on making the same face?
Curtis Yarvin.
That's pretty funny, but no, we didn't. As a matter of fact, I mean, Mike Young is so cool. He's a fun guy to play golf with. His brother, if you'll look in the background of that picture, that's his brother, and he's really cool too. I was the youngest guy there. Well, I believe the fourth that we played with was a little younger than me. But, I mean, it was like the dynamic between Mike Young and his brother was absolutely amazing. Seriously. I mean, Brad, Mark, his brother's name is Mark. And, on the golf course, it wasn't like I was playing golf with Senator Mike Young. I was playing golf with Mike Young and his brother Mark Young. And they were ripping on each other. There was a time when Mike Young was getting ready to hit the golf ball, and Mark was saying something to me. Mike stopped what he was doing, looked at both of us, and said, "Shut the fuck up." And so Mike Young's cool as hell. Mike Young's based. I mean, he's my favorite state senator in this state right now. Absolutely. Cool dude.
Nice. Well,
Mike, let's go golfing again, because I think he listens.
I want to switch gears just because, like, if we only have so many minutes until 9:00, I at least want to get to this because he's my most hated person in the Trump administration, probably.
Who's that?
And that's Todd Blanche. Yes.
You got a beef, Brad?
Hated. Huh?
You got a beef?
I got a beef with Blanche. Beefing with Blanche here. He, like, I just don't get it. Like, we know that he was Donald Trump's personal attorney. Here he is defending him. Like, even if that's all we knew, isn't that enough for conflict of interest to be like, nah?
I mean, you're talking about a lawyer, and I mean, as far as like lowest on the morality food chain,
bricked. Luke,
right.
Bricked.
Yeah. Yes.
That's bricked for Blanche. I'm gonna put that on the board next time.
Nothing surprises me out of these people anymore. To tell you, I mean, nothing surprises me.
Like, and okay, Luke. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Luke wins because like my next couple slides on this one are just Todd Blanche looking like friggin' Frozeman or the caveman frozen lawyer that Phil Hartman used to play from Saturday Night Live, like where he's like, I'm just a caveman who fell asleep in a glacier, like that.
Encino Man, right there, Luke. Dude, Luke wins the internet tonight. Luke wins.
Well,
hell yeah.
So he took over for Bondi, which that was just a shit show in itself, and I think that she should still be able to, or be forced to testify on things. But I feel like when she did, she just threw Blanche under the bus about Epstein files. And so
are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. Like, this is who they're putting up for confirmation for Attorney General. Like, and that's like, you're right. The Epstein thing, like, he was the one who indicted Comey for the stupid ass 8647 seashells, and then
Comey's an idiot. Comey's an idiot.
But that's it though. Like Blanche even said, well, you know, we're gonna have to take every case is different. So you're thinking that the FBI director or a former FBI director is like actually like crazy enough to assassinate the former president or like the current president? I don't like none of
but the thing about it is Comey really should have known better because he's a public figure, and I mean there's a lot of lunatics out there that might act on that, and I'll say that on both sides.
That's what I mean. Like, but Trump's saying that you need to defend your country or you won't have one on January 6th. That's not saying that he's inciting anything.
No, but that's an interesting segue into something. As a matter of fact,
how about the 8647, please?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That is not anywhere close to being a threat because 86 means that you run out of something as waiting staff. I waited tables right at the start of law school. So that is something that's kind of an anemic statement of anything. It's not threatening anybody. And so saying, well, he should have known better, the right to free speech isn't lessened for somebody because they hold a particular office. And whether that is threatening is really an absurd statement. That is something that's really kind of attenuated. So indicting Comey for having put that on the beach, Comey might have had bad judgment in doing it, or who gives a damn because it's his statement about Trump. If you'd pissed on those right afterwards and flipped the bird, you'd be more clear of saying that really is an honest statement about how he feels. That's not a threat, though.
No, and I love like Tommy Ice. 245 times Comey said I don't recall, and I don't know if that's tied with Marjorie Taylor Greene's testimony that I saw. That was pretty great to watch. But I bet that's up there with Mark Meadows if he actually had the balls to testify about January 6th. Ask, where's Mark Meadows been? Give me a Mark Meadows testimony, and then we'll call it even. But until then, go ahead, Mark. Yeah, no, sorry, Drew.
Okay, so Mark, you guys get ready to clip this part because Mark, I have to agree with you. I agree with you that 8647 people cannot be held responsible for the speech of another. Meaning, a lot of people are going to say that 8647 is to maybe inspire some nutcase to go after the press. I'm playing devil's advocate here. So you cannot hold somebody, like, for instance, if I say something stupid, which I'm gonna every day, you can't hold me accountable for somebody that reacts on something that I say and commits a crime, correct? Can we agree on that?
No, you can. If your speech
if your
speech has the intent of inspiring somebody to carry out an illegal act or a violent
intent
act,
is the key word there, Mark. Intent.
Intent. I know that. So if that's the intent, then that is something for which you can be prosecuted. And the intent does not have to be, I intend to do this. It can be discerned what the language is.
How do you prove intent? Because how can you prove that, like, for instance, you cannot prove that Comey's intent was to have somebody go after Donald Trump. You cannot prove that, correct? In the same light, you cannot prove that anything Donald Trump said inspired the January 6th people. Which brings me, Which brings me, let me finish, Mark. Let me finish. Mute him. Mute him.
Oh, he's got his arms crossed. He's not talking.
Okay. So which brings me into an interesting guest that I would like to have coming up in the next couple weeks. I would like to have a friend of mine who was actually in Washington, D.C. during January 6th. Mark, I would like to have him. I would like to have him direct. We talked about this person, Brad, because you asked me about him. I'm going to see what I can do to get Jay Hart to come on our show to talk about January 6th. Mark, how would you like to question somebody who was there?
I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. But also, if we're going on this subject, I want to be able to set it apart as the subject of the evening. Meaning, okay, look at what Trump said, and is that something where, given all the facts we know now, and
whoa, back up there, buddy. Back up there, buddy. You want to talk about facts? List them. What facts are you talking about?
Whoa, Drew. That's what I'm saying. Let's do another show. There are a whole bunch of things we can bring in, but I want to make sure of one thing: that if anybody's going to, we have this wild card, and it has to do with Micah Beckwith and God. Now, God claimed that to Micah Beckwith. Micah Beckwith said God talked to him on the day after January 6th. So it was January 7th. Said that was my hand at work yesterday in the Capitol. I sent those riots there. Okay, so that was God's claim. And then
that was Micah's claim.
Micah's claim what God told him.
Micah said it was God.
Well, I'm sorry, but Micah doesn't speak for God.
No, he's quoting God as having spoken to him. Now,
how dare you, Drew?
Speak for God.
How dare you?
I'm saying that's a separate show. I'm just saying we shouldn't get sidetracked on what.
No, totally, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We got the caveman lawyer up here still. Sorry.
God didn't lawyer up. He's talking to an idiot. He's talking him backward. So I say we do one on January 6th. Talk about the proof on that evidence.
So I'll get Jay Hart to come on with us.
Jay's the one that was. I will. Oh my God! I can't wait for this. This is gonna be awesome.
No, I'll talk to him. I'll send Jay a text message later, or tomorrow, and see if he will come on and talk about January 6th. And I'm sure he'd like to. I'd really like. I mean, I've known. Okay, so here's a little backstory here. I've known Jay Hart for probably 34 years, since the early 90s. And Jay is one of the most talented individuals that I've ever met in my life. Jay, so when I went to Purdue, and Jay was up in Lafayette at the time, and he did quite a few of my tattoos, actually. He was a tattoo artist. Then I moved to Chicago, which, Mark, we talked about that. While I was in Chicago, he was working on Gasoline Alley doing custom car fabrication stuff. If you do a Google search on him, you'll find a lot of custom motorcycle parts, patents that he has on certain headlights for motorcycles. I mean, he's an amazing individual. So when
great.
Yeah. So when you guys think about him, Brad, I'm sure you only know about the political side of him. When he is, I mean, if you're going to mention somebody who is a modern day Renaissance man, that would be Jay Hart. Jay Hart can take raw metal and turn it into a product. I mean, he's a dude's dude. But anyway, I will try to get him on the show.
No, and that's what I like about all of us too, is that like it goes beyond politics. Like, we know that there's more to life than just being MAGA or just being for Kamala. I don't know what the alternative is on that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we know that there's more to a person's personality, lifestyle, everything. Like, in politics is just one aspect of it. And that's why I like discussing it with you guys. Is like, life is full circle. It's not just one it's not a one issue, voter kind of mentality. So, and then Tommy, thank you. 8647 is the least of Comey's worries. Well, and I think that's probably right if Blanche gets confirmed.
It's not. I mean,
well, and so Blanche also settled the Trump IRS lawsuit.
And that's up in the air. They say that they've settled it, but the judge on the case is
that's the one. That's the one that you were talking about, where he has immunity. That lawsuit. Am I correct?
No, that's not.
That's not it.
No. This is a case in which Trump sued the IRS for having.
It was for $10 billion. At first.
So then Trump settled the case. That had nothing to do with immunity, and the judge was having a problem on this because it has to be an actual case in controversy. That means you can't be in controversy with yourself, not legally. And so looking at that, it's a joke, because that would mean potentially Trump could sue himself, the government, for 80 million different reasons, bankrupt the government, which he's on the way to doing anyway, and then say, fuck you. I mean, because that's his attitude.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, so, do you guys think that Todd Blanche can perform his duties as Attorney General without being compromised by a conflict of interest?
He's saying he can do it. He doesn't see a conflict of interest. He's laughing at everybody on it, and it's really, you couldn't perform it without a conflict that he's ignoring. I mean, it's really bad. It's no longer a rule of law.
Well, and so what I'm kind of wondering about let me get everything. Where's everything going? Here we go. Okay. I don't know what, Jeff Sessions had to recuse himself in the Russia investigation.
Yeah.
And I can't see any sort of issue that Blanche would be like, well, no, I'm recusing myself because I know XYZ. Like, he did this. He was the one he interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell, and all of a sudden she got, moved to a different prison too.
A different facility. Well, but if you look at William Rehnquist had been working on different things for the Nixon administration, specifically having to do with the Watergate tapes. And when he had been nominated to the court, he was because later he stepped down and was renominated as Chief Justice. But when he first took office as Justice on the Supreme Court, he recused himself on the big case on the Watergate tapes. And that was the decision that was handed down by the court, I think, like a week before Nixon then resigned, because the court voted 8-0 that Nixon couldn't withhold the tapes and couldn't just give transcripts. And that was really what predicated Hugh Scott, Barry Goldwater, and Howard Baker to go over to the White House, all Republicans in leadership positions, and James Rhodes, I think, and tell Nixon he had to resign. And that was a huge thing. That wouldn't happen now. But Rehnquist wouldn't. Rehnquist saw the conflict of interest. And here, where Blanche did the thing on setting up the interview with Maxwell, I mean, that's just. It was really abhorrent. One thing I do want to say though about that whole thing, where they were talking about, well, she's allowed to have a pet dog and everything. One, no, she was working with service dogs, and I don't care what you say about a person's the crime that they're facing or something. Those have actually been used. It's a very successful program, and it helps rehabilitation of people who are prisoners, and that kind of stuff that humanizes people who are incarcerated is not something you should be attacking this whole deal for. That's absurd. I had clients who worked with service animals in Indiana DOC. So that's one thing I would say that shouldn't be brought in. But on what he did and setting, that is a conflict of interest. He shouldn't be in that position.
Well, and so we're gonna end it because it's 9 now. But so let's just end it on this question.
Let me get a take on it.
Oh yeah, no,
Total conflict of interest. I don't like Blanche at all. He's already said that we've already seen every Epstein file that we're going to see, and they're trying to cover it up. I think what's going on in Iran right now is you can call it wag the dog, because it's a distraction, and I think that the people that dragged us into this shit in Iran are wanting us to cause this distraction. That's all I have to say about it, and you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then, Mark, do you think they should confirm Blanche?
No.
Drew?
No.
Okay. Do you guys think they will?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's up in the air. I haven't seen the latest count on things, but somehow they always manage to pull something out of their ass so they can get something through.
Well, Susan Collins is just going to be so concerned and so, she's going to believe that he's changed.
Huh?
She's going to believe that he's changed and that he yeah, totally. That woman. But Graham Plattner, what the hell are we going to do? Like, Maine, get your shit together. I don't know what else to tell you guys. So,
have you ever been to Maine?
No, I would love to go to Portland. One of my favorite bands is like from up there. They always do New Year's up in Portland, and I would love to go to that.
What's that? Phish?
Mo.
Mm-hmm. I hitchhiked up there in '75, and it's an interesting place.
It's like at the end. Just like I can't even imagine getting all the way up there. That's just nuts. So, all right, well, everybody, I have to go to the bathroom, so we're gonna end this.
Peace out.
Thank you guys so much, Drew, Mark. All right, see you guys next Sunday.
Yep. Catch y'all later.